question is, should we look up to the people we read about in the Bible? And it's something that's easy to do when we read these stories and to think that they're way above us. When we read about Joshua and David and all the mighty men of the Most High and how they did these mighty acts, and to think or to feel they're so far above us and that their faith was so great that we can never be of their standards as far as people who follow the Most High and His commandment. And I think that that can be discouraging at times, thinking that you need perfect faith at all times, believing. And I think Christianity teaches that you need this perfect, continuous faith at all times to make anything happen that the Most High wants for you and the things that you want to be able to do for the Most High. But that's not the way it works. There's a big difference between perfect faith and continuous faith. All the people we read about in the Bible at some point doubted, except for the king himself, right? The king himself knew at all times what was going to take place, but he also came down from heaven. But for the rest of us, faith is not continuous for it to work. It's just a general belief in the Most High and that He will do the things that we believe in Him for. Not for a brand new car or for material things, just to survive the times that we're in and for Him to guide us through this period that we're in until death. As children of the Most High, we all have an opportunity to please the Most High. Even non-Israelites have an opportunity to please the Most High by being obedient to His commandments. And we should never look up to people in the Bible as being above us. It was a different time, different faith, different acts, and we don't have the same opportunity to do the same things that they did, but we have the same opportunity to please the Most High. And when we read about these people in the Bible, they all were seriously flawed. They all had problems. So let's read James chapter 5, verse 17. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are. And he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months. And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit. But he prayed, and it didn't rain for 3 years and 6 months. James says he was a man of like passions, meaning that he had some of the same problems that we have. And he was no different than any of us. But the Most High was with him as long as he did what the Most High asked him to do. Now, can we pray so that it doesn't rain for 6 years or 3 years and 6 months? No, we can't do that. Those prayers and those things and the mighty acts that many of these men did was for a specific time. We can ask things of the Most High that are according to His will, and it can be given to us according to His pleasure and His will. But we have to be obedient to His commandments as the people that we read about. And when we read about Elijah in the Bible, his abilities, if we look at him today, it would be like the superheroes that we read about in the comic book. But as James said, he was a man of like passions, meaning he had like problems. He was what you would say today as a person who's depressed, yet the Most High was with him. What we're able to do is based on how obedient we are to the commandments. And the faith that we have does not have to be continuous. It can be a general belief in what we're hoping for. And there are going to be days where you may doubt and things you may doubt, but as long as that belief kicks back in at some point, you can get things done. Joshua chapter 7, starting at verse 2. And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which was beside Bethaven, on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto them, saying, Go up and view the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai, and returned to Joshua, and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up, and smite Ai, and make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but few. This is in the book of Joshua. Joshua is now starting to take the land of Israel for the children of Israel. And so he's going up against different kings and destroying them and taking their land from them. Joshua sends men out to Ai, but they looked at Ai and it was a small place. And the report was they're not going to need much people there. So send up a couple of people and let them go and destroy Ai. Verse 5, And the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men, but they chased them from before the gate even unto Shebarim, and smote them into the going down, wherefore the heart of the people melted and became as water. When they looked at Ai, they didn't see it as something much. So they figured they could send up a few men and destroy Ai, but now Ai has given them a beating and killed many of them. This is completely unexpected. Verse 6, And Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Most High until the eventide. And he and the elders of Israel put dust upon their heads. And Joshua said, Alas, the Most High, the Elohim of Israel, wherefore hast thou at all brought this people over Jordan to deliver us into the land of the Amorites, to destroy us? Would to Elohim we had been content and dwelled on the other side of Jordan. O Most High, what shall I say when Israel turned their backs before their enemies? Joshua is bowing himself to the Most High and saying, why did they even bother to cross Jordan? Because the Most High is not going to give them this land that they went up to fight. And why did they lose? Even though the Most High had told him to go across and take the land. He's not looking within himself to see what has gone wrong. Instead of going to the Most High and saying, well, what have we done wrong? He's just like the other people that we read about in the Bible who wanted to go back into Egypt. He's no different than them at this juncture, at this point. His faith is down. He's no longer believing that the Most High is going to give them this land. This man who was one of two people who was able to go into the land that left Egypt, his faith is now wavering or gone soft. Exodus chapter 16, verse 1. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month, and their departing out of the land of Egypt. And the whole congregation of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, Would to Elohim we had died by the hand of the Most High in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full, and ye brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Joshua is complaining very similar to these people who left Egypt. James said he was a man of light passion as we are, not just Elijah, but all the people we read about in the Bible. Verse 9. The Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it, and shall surround us, and cut off our name from the earth. And what wilt thou do unto thy great name? And the Most High said unto Joshua, Get up, wherefore liest thou upon thy face? Israel has sinned, and they have transgressed by the covenant which I commanded them. For they have even taken of the accursed thing, and have also stolen, and disassembled also, and they have put it among their own stuff. Therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed. And neither will I be with you any more, except you destroy the accursed from among you, and sanctify the people. Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow. Thus saith the Elohim, the Most High of Israel, There is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel, and thou cannot stand before thy enemies, until you take away the accursed thing from among you. So as we see, the reason why the Most High wasn't with them is because of disobedience by one man. This is a different time, and this is when they were going to take over the land of Israel. And the requirements were different. They had to be clean going into the land for the Most High to be with them. But the point I'm making, and to sum this all up, is that looking up to the people that we read about in the Bible and looking at them with childlike eyes, believing that they didn't have problems and they didn't doubt and that their faith was always intact, is only looking at it from the point of a child and not looking at it and being realistic. The Bible is about real people doing real things as long as they were obedient to the Most High. And we should never look at them and seeing them as being above us, and never thinking that because we doubted for one moment that the Most High is not with us and that our faith has to be intact at all times. When we see these people and we read about them, we should have a belief that the Most High will be with us even if we doubt for a moment. It's important to have a realistic view of the Bible and not see it as a book of fantasy. These were real people doing real things, and we are real people trying to do real things. Not on the same level as them, because the stakes were higher for them than it is for us. They were trying to take over the land, so the Most High was with them as a group. Today we are individuals just trying to be obedient and trying to make it in an evil, dark time. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.